Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Yascha Kripa Sindho Devacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Can somebody take the mridanga? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I can't turn it off. I turn it off from here, it's still going. It's coming out of the computer. Huh?
You don't want the sound?
No.
That computer.
Prabhuji is playing mridanga. If there is nobody to play mridanga, then the mridanga is in the background. Srila Jayadeva Goswami was one of our acharyas, even more senior to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the timeline, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared about 550 years ago. And Jayadeva Goswami was about 750 years ago. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, it was already Muslim rule in India. Most of India was already in Muslim rule. But when Jayadeva Goswami was there, in Bengal especially, the Hindu kings were still ruling. So he wrote this Dasavatara Stotra. The Sanskrit up top.
Little bit is the
From the next screen you will have, oh, it's here. Okay, let me just get this here for you. So it's in English and in Sanskrit also. So Srila Jayadeva Goswami wrote the Dasavatara Stotra, and it was so beautiful that now you can read. Everybody reads Sanskrit here.
yes.
It was so beautiful that the local king overheard somebody singing the Dasavatara Stotra, And the local king got so attracted, he asked around, who wrote this? And when he found out that it was Jayadeva Goswami, and Jayadeva Goswami was living in such a poverty-stricken kind of condition, materially speaking, the king offered that, no, why don't you, we respect you so much, you have written so beautifully, and so on and so forth, why don't you just move into the palace and live in the palace with me? And Jayadeva Goswami refused that, no, I'm not going to be living in a palace, I'm okay where I am. So, the king offered to bring Jayadeva Goswami a place close by to the palace and made him a proper, on a proper piece of land, a hermitage where he could live nicely. So this Dasavatara Stotra glorifies all the 10 avatars. So every appearance of any of the 10 avatars, we sing this. So is it okay if we sing it instead of Jayadeva Mother? Would you be able to follow? Could I get my little kartala bag? Is the live on now?
Yep.
It's on. Oh, what's the outside pocket? Oh, on that side. And there's a power supply. Can you plug in my computer? Ready? Pralaya payodijale gratavanasi veda Pralaya payodijale gratavanasi veda vihita vihitra charitramakeda Kesava Delta Meena Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vipulatare tishtati tava preshte Chitirah vipulatare tishtati tava preshte Dharani धारण चक्र गरिष्ठे केशव देवता कूर्म शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे दशान शिखरे धरणी कमलग्ना शशिनी कलंक कलेवनी माग्ना जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Kesava
Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jitarasi Dikshurane Dikapati Kamaniya, Dashamukha Mali Balim Ramaniya, Kesava Deta Ram Sharira, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Vah Siva Poshi Vishdev Vasanam Jaladava, Alhati Diti Milita Yamunaba, Kesava Deta Haldara Rupa, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare, Vindasya Kya Videra Shruti Jata, Sadaya Hridaya Darshita Patrugata, Kesava Deta Buddha Sharira, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe. 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnu Pa Paramhans Prajakachar Astotas Shri Srimad Divine Grace Desi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Namacharya Haridas Thakur प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम जगन्नाथपुरी धाम श्री मायापुर धाम भक्ति देवी की वृंद देवी की हरि नाम संकीर्तन की ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की all glory to the Sambho devotees. Hare Krishna, all glories to the Sambho devotees. All glories to the Sambho devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai God Premanande. So, in the Dasavatara Stotra, you may have noticed that there was no Krishna. In the Dasavatara, in this Dasavatara, there is no Krishna. Those who come from North India or even others, you have seen the pictures of the Dasavatara and descriptions of the Dasavatara. In the description of the Dasavatara, Krishna is listed as one of the avatars of Vishnu. Whereas in this is the original understanding coming straight from the scriptures. There is no Krishna. There is Balram. The eighth avatar is Balram. And when the Bhagavatam was written, the Buddha avatar hadn't happened yet. So Buddha avatar, all description of Buddha avatar is given in the Bhagavatam in the future tense, that Krishna will appear as Buddha. And similarly, the Kalki avatar is also given in the future tense, that one day at the end of the Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord will take birth as Kalki avatar. The society will be so degraded at that time that Lord Kalki will not even bother talking to anyone. He'll just take the sword and because there will be no use talking to anyone, saying anything. I want to tell you that last time I met Guru Maharaj, we were in the Rohini temple, and the installation of the deities was going on over there. So there also, the main deities are Radha Madhava. So, Hare Krishna, Mataji is on the altar, we can hear you. Should we pass the mic on to you? Or we just hear you like this? Hare Krishna, Mataji is on the altar, we can hear you. Do you hear us? Thank you. So, I was here at the installation of these Radha Madhav. It's been about 25 years or something. How long has it been? Vedvyas Prabhu?
30 years.
30 years now. 30 years ago, I was here for the installation. Guru Maharaj wasn't here, was he? Guru Maharaj wasn't here.
No.
But for most of the major temples in India, for the installation, Guru Maharaj is there. And the part of the installation is that Guru Maharaj is going to be requesting on behalf of the local devotees, please, the Supreme Lord, please enter into this murti. Before the installation, it's a murti. So, Guru Maharaj would request the Supreme Lord to enter that murti and promise on our behalf that all of us, all of the disciples, descendants, the followers of Srila Prabhupada will serve you as the Supreme Lord. And please reside here. So part of that activity is this ritual of holding this thing. This is a Vedic stick of some kind, onto the head of Krishna or Madhav, and chanting the Krishna Gayatri, Govind Gayatri, 108 times. And so Guru Maharaj was given this task to hold this on mother's hand and chant the Gayatri for 108 times. And I showed up and I was standing behind him. And as soon as he finished, he turned around, looked at me, and he handed me the stick. And he said, "Take this to Canada." He didn't say what to do with it. He didn't say take it to Vancouver. He said take it to Canada. So I think he wants all of you devotees in Canada to be blessed by this. Like that. So at the end of the class, if you want, I can touch this to your head and get the blessings transferred. So here we're talking about the incarnation of Lord Nrsimhadev. What would you like to know about the incarnation of Lord Nrsimhadev? Lord Nrsimhadev appears to protect the devotees, especially is like in the material life we have always heard Vigna Vinashak is Ganesh. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, we've always heard Vigna Vinashak, कुछ भी नया काम करना हो, शुभ काम करना हो, अच्छा काम करना हो तो pray to Lord Ganesh. And the protector is also Lord Ganesh. But that is the same thing about Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord Ganesh is actually a devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. He gets his power from Lord Nrsimhadev. But Ganesh will protect you. Lord Ganesh will protect you and all your material endeavors. When it comes to your spiritual life and your spiritual endeavors, Nrsimhadev will protect you. That is the difference, the similarity and the difference. What is the similarity? Same thing. They both do the same, protect their devotees. But one is in material pursuit and the other is in spiritual pursuit. So the devotees can call Lord Ganesh for help, but usually they call Lord Nrsimhadev. There are many other stories about Lord Nrsimhadev. There was a devotee, I want to tell you this Vikshokshena story. This is from Andhra Pradesh. In North India, how many of you come from North India? And South India? A couple of people from South India. So in South India, like in those who come from North India, how many Nrsimhadev temples have you seen? 0.
Yeah.
In North Indian temples, many temples have a mall of all the deities. Every deity that they can imagine, they will go by and put it there and, make a mall of the whole thing. Even then, most temples are missing Lord Nrsimhadev. Some go as far as getting all the Dasavatars. Very rare. But some will go for the whole Dasavatar. Then only they will get Lord Nrsimhadev. So in northern India, people are not so used to of seeing Lord Nrsimhadev in the temple or especially a temple of Lord Nrsimhadev. It's very rare thing. Whereas in South India, there are many Nrsimhadev temples. Has anybody been to any Nrsimhadev temples from the south? Yeah. Many Nrsimhadev temples and Nrsimhadev dhams, a whole dham just dedicated to Lord Nrsimhadev. If we get a chance, we'll show you darshan of Yadagiri Gutta, where I have been. And Ahobalam is also there. These are all in the Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Odisha, and down below many Lord Nrsimhadev temples, many Lord Nrsimhadev lilas have taken place, whereas in the north, it's very rare. There is no Nrsimhadev temple. So, I want to tell you this katha of this bhakta called Vikshakshena. Vikshakshena was a South Indian devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. He was a very dedicated devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. He would worship nobody else except Lord Nrsimhadev. Like we worship Lord Nrsimhadev, but we worship other forms of, we mainly worship Krishna, Radha and Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath and so on. And we also worship Lord Krishna. But this Vikshakshena was maybe coming from such a lineage that he only worshipped Nrsimhadev. He was a simple, poor person. And in the Vedic time, when you go for a yatra, then you have to go walking. There is no train, there is no bus, there is no plane. You just go walking. And some places you get some people. So if you're going walking, the pilgrimage will go on for several months. So everywhere you need a place to stop at night and rest at night. And many places, many people will be very happy and willing to host you for the night. But some places, not so much. So by chance, Vishwakshena went into a village where he was kind of feeling welcome, but then he said, oh, the next village is close by. I can make it to the next village and stay over there. And it got pretty dark. He made it to the next village. But the next village was kind of hostile. Not good people living there. So he asked around. Nobody was inviting. He asked around and they said, no, we don't host any pilgrims here. So when he begged and pleaded, he said, go to our Mukhya, our main, the Pradhan, the main person of the village. Go to him. Maybe he will. And he was a very old man. And Vikshakshena begged and pleaded. He said, okay, if I let you stay at my place for the night, what can you give me in return? Vikshakshena wasn't surprised. People are usually so happy to host pilgrims, and now I'm being asked. So, okay, well, whatever in life you get to see what you see. So he said, well, I'm very poor, I cannot give you any money. So, but whatever else you want, I can do for you. So this Mukhya, he said that, look, I'm very old, I cannot get up, I cannot do, my body is very frail, I cannot do very much. You look like a Brahman, you look like some kind of a pujari. So, in return of me giving you a place to stay for the night, you will have to do the deity worship for me. I have a Shivalinga which I worship and I'm very frail and I can't do. So you take up that service and worship the Shivalinga for me. Now Vishwakshena is stuck. Worship the Shivalinga. I have no clue how to worship the Shivalinga. So he told the Mukhya, I don't know how to do it. I said, you are a pujari. If a pujari doesn't know how to worship, who will know how to worship? Aren't you a pujari? Say, yes, well, I am. I am a pujari, but I have never worshipped a Shivalinga. So, okay, no problem, I will tell you. Here is the Bel Patra, here is this, here is that. With all these puja articles, you worship the Shivalinga, you offer the water and so on and so forth, and chant this mantra. He gave the Om Namah Shivaya mantra. So now Vishwakshena is trying to compose himself and trying to put himself together and really focus on doing this worship that he's been given with all the things. But he was so unable to turn himself into saying Om Namah Shivaya. That when from his heart, when he tried to say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Narsinghaya came out. Every time he tried to say Om Namah Shivaya. So he's worshipping the Shivalinga with all the Shiva worship articles and chanting the mantra Om Namah Narsinghaya. So of course, the deities understand him, but this Mukhya, he did not understand. One or two times he corrected. He said, oh, what are you chanting? I asked you to chant Om Namah Shivaya. And he would say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And then he would automatically turn into, out of his control, automatically turn into Om Namo Narsinghaya. So this landlord, he became very angry. He pulled out a big knife. He said, I'm going to kill you. You are insulting my Shivalinga by, God knows whose name you're chanting. Not everybody knows Lord Krishna. So, here is the lila. There's the devotee Vishwakshena. He's trying to worship Shivalinga, and this landlord has come out with a knife and ready to kill Vishwakshena. And right when he is ready to strike Vishwakshena, the Shivalinga splits apart and Lord Nrsimhadev comes out of the Shivalinga. You see, out of the Shivalinga, Lord Nrsimhadev is coming out, giving a message that even if you worship me in the form of the Shivalinga, it's me. It's me only. You are worshipping me, you are my devotee, you are with love and devotion chanting Om Namo Narsinghaya, then Om Namo Narsinghaya is me. Even if for some kind of desperate situation, you are worshipping me in the form of other devotee, but makes no difference. It's me. Lord Nrsimhadev was so merciful to Vishwakshena that he wanted to attack back the landlord for attacking his devotee. And Vishwakshena begged forgiveness from Lord Nrsimhadev For the landlord said, no, no, please, please don't kill him. He's given me shelter. I am indebted to him. If you kill him, my lord, it would set a bad precedent that to the world it would seem like I got him killed, whereas he gave me shelter. So I cannot have that. Please, don't kill him. He's had your darshan. He's scared enough. Leave him alone. So there's many beautiful pastimes like that. I brought some in the show for you. Oh, sound. Is the mudanga still playing in the background? Should not be.
Should be.
Tore apart Hiranyakashipu's pride with his claws. And righteousness triumphed. The Narasimha avatar showed that God can take any form to protect his devotee.
So there is Jai Vijay Katha and all these are devotees. Now this has come up, we will chant this. Would you chant behind me? Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Vringa Narshingaram Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityu Mrityum Mahamya Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukha Jai Narsingha, Shri Narsingha, Jai Jai Narsingha. Jai Narsingha, Shri Narsingha, Jai Jai Shri Narsingha. So, in the history of ISKCON, we have had the first two Lord Nrsimhadev deities, like we were explaining yesterday in the evening class. Who was there in the evening class yesterday? Just a couple of devotees. So we were explaining how all the Dasavatars, we do not worship on a daily basis in ISKCON. But we worship Lord Nrsimhadev because Lord Nrsimhadev came to protect the devotees when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was establishing the Sankirtan movement. So in ISKCON, in 1972, Srila Prabhupada introduced the chanting of the Narsingha prayers. Before that, we never chanted Narsingha prayers. And in 72, there was an attack on one of our temples. Some kind of attack. Not so many devotees were there, but and not so much loss happened. But Srila Prabhupada got that as a clue that now we are establishing ourselves as some kind of spiritual organization that some people are envious of. So they are starting to attack us now. So we need protection. And that day Srila Prabhupada announced that in every ISKCON temple everywhere in the world, we would be chanting the Narsingha prayers. Once in the morning and once in the evening. Every day. We don't do anything twice, basically. like chanting the Mangalarti. How many of you were at Mangalarti this morning? Many devotees. So how many times a day do we chant the Mangalarti? Once. Gaurarti, Sandhyarti? Once. We chant many artis once, but we chant the Narsingha prayers twice. And Srila Prabhupada gave us the instruction to start chanting the Narsingha prayers. But he never established any Narsingha deities. So the attacks on ISKCON temples and ISKCON communities increased after Srila Prabhupada left because we were growing more and more. So the attacks increased. Not that we were having attack every day or anything, but once in a while there was attacks. So devotees thought, okay, how would Srila Prabhupada react to that? Because first time there was an attack in front of Srila Prabhupada, he introduced the chanting of the Narsingha prayers. So now, if we're still having attacks, maybe we need to bring in Lord Nrsimhadev Murti and establish that. So the first Murti you see over on this side, this is in New Vrindavan. Anybody been to New Vrindavan here? New Vrindavan, West Virginia. We have a very big devotee community there, a very big project. Palace of Gold, if anybody wants to see, you can search Palace of Gold in West Virginia. That Palace of Gold is actually refers to Palace of Gold for Srila Prabhupada. The Palace of Gold was built for Srila Prabhupada. And at that temple, there was an attack. So the devotees built a murti. It was early 80s. It was not so easy to import the whole murti from somewhere in India. It was a big murti. So they built their own murti. This Nrsimhadev murti, the first one, is built by devotees and established in the New Vrindavan farm project. And ever since this deity has been established there, so far, touch wood, there's been no other attacks. So Lord Nrsimhadev is there in the form of the Murti, protecting the devotees and the farm. Then the next one, how many of you recognize that one? Mayapur. I asked how many recognize. I wanted to see the show of hands, but that's okay. That's Mayapur. So in Mayapur, the dacoits had attacked our temple, hurt our devotees. There was a Canadian sannyasi, Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. His leg had to be cut off forever because he went to protect the deities. Of course, the dacoits want to come and attack the deities. They think the deities are wearing pure gold or anything, something like that. They think that way, but Srila Prabhupada has completely forbidden us. In any temple, we're not allowed to have real gold on the altar. So we don't have real gold. But dacoits think that there is gold, so they come to attack the temple, loot the temple. So Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, I don't know, maybe he was a brahmachari at that time. He was a pujari there, and he tried to fight off the dacoits, and they shot him, and his leg had to be cut off. Nevertheless, the devotees decided that if Srila Prabhupada was here, he would say, okay, let's bring in Lord Nrsimhadev. So they established this deity of Lord Nrsimhadev. You can see Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev. And the smaller deity below him is Prahlad Maharaj. In this TOVP project, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium being built in Mayapur, you see the three main sections. The main big dome in the middle, and two smaller domes on two sides. So the dome on that side is going to be housing Lord Nrsingadev himself alone. And under that dome, there will be Lord Nrsingadev. And under the main dome, there will be three sets of deities. One, the first altar will be the full Guru Parampara. The middle altar will be the main altar, will be the Panchatattva. And the third altar will be Radha Madhav. The deities there are also called Radha Madhav. In Calgary, they are Radha Madhav. In Rohini, they are Radha Madhav. In Mayapur, they are Radha Madhav. Usually, there are so many different names, but it just happens to be that today we're discussing all the Radha Madhav. So the third altar will be housing Radha Madhav and the Ashtasakhis. I would now like to take some questions, comments, anything you would like to know further, anything I can enlighten you on from the Shastra or anything like that. Because if I go into any pastimes from the beginning, I will not have enough time to finish. So I rather serve you in what you would like to know or prefer to know. He is undoubtedly the most ferocious representation of the Supreme Lord out of all the incarnations. And we worship him in the Ugra Narsingha form on the altar. On the altar, there are two main forms of Lord Nrsingadev. Ugra Narsingha with his mouth open, completely angry, and Shanta Narsingha with his mouth closed, sitting quietly. And in that form, he is usually sitting with Lakshmi Devi or Prahlad Maharaj, so called Prahlad Narsingha or Lakshmi Narsingha. But on the altar, according to Srila Prabhupada's instruction, we always have Ugra Narsingha with Hiranyakashyap. Hiranyakashyap with his ripped tummy must be there, and Lord Nrsingadev getting all his intestines out and playing with them. That's the form of Lord Nrsingadev we worship on the altar. Whereas at homes, it is not recommended. It is recommended that at home we have Shant form of Lord Nrsingadev, Lakshmi Narsingha, Prahlad Narsingha. We should not be worshipping Ugra Narsingha at home. At home we should stay with the Shant Narsingha, Murti, picture, whatever have you, that's recommended. And the worship of Ugra Narsingha or special worship of Narsingha is only meant to be performed by nested brahmacharis, grahastha devotees should not be worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev so closely. Praying to Lord Nrsimhadev is another matter. We all pray to Lord Nrsimhadev. But physically worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev is more designated for nested brahmacharis. So any questions or comments, anything you would like to hear more about, or anything you would like to know? Chachi? Nothing?
Which are the different locations in India where these pastimes happen? Lord Nrsimha's pastimes.
Okay. So the main place is the Ahovalam hill. Ahovalam hill is in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is a very, very big state. Very humongous. So many lila places in Andhra Pradesh. Is there anybody here from Andhra Pradesh? Any Telugu devotees? One? Andhra Pradesh, and then further up from Ahovalam is Yadgiri Gutta. Yadgiri Gutta is a Nrsimhadev Dham. A Dham means a whole city with the temple in the center and nothing else going on except the worship of the main temple. Like a whole town with no industry, no economy other than the temple economy. That's a dham. So this is one of the dhams is called Yadgiri Gutta. You've been to Yadgiri Gutta? Who's been to Yadgiri Gutta? No? You have been? So we will take you to Yadgiri Gutta. This is the main darshan. Narsingha Tirtha, Narsingha Tirtha, Yadagiri Gutta. This is the main darshan over there. This is the hill from a distance. Approach from Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. Hyderabad is no more Andhra Pradesh. This is an old show. Is Hyderabad is Andhra Pradesh? No, it's Telangana now. But I don't know where the Yadagiri Gutta is now. Is it in Telangana or?
Yes, Telangana.
It gone in Telangana? So I should change this to AP to Telangana. Yes.
Thank you very much for your wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. And it is true that there are many temples dedicated to Sri Nrsimhadev in southern India, and I
Yeah.
visited many of them.
Yeah.
And many of them, have been established from the times of Sri Ramanujacharya.
Yes.
And it is said that when Sri Ramanujacharya went to some places, he felt the physical presence of Nrsimhadev there
Yes.
and established a Nrsimhadev temple there.
Yes.
So there are many such temples established by this great saint.
Yes. And Yadagiri Gutta is one of them. So if you come closer to the hill, you see the whole hill is like a city. And there is no industry here, no economy here, just the temple. They have room to accommodate 50, 60,000 guests. And at that time, I went 25 years ago. Now I'm hearing probably more than 100,000 guests they can accommodate at night. So the whole city kind of is based on the temple economy, no other economy. There's a beautiful roads going up to the hill where the temple is, and these beautiful gates are built. They're called Narsingadwar, and if you take closer look at the Narsingadwar, you see in the middle Lakshmi Narsinga, you see Garuda on one side and you see the Hanuman on the other side. There is a Vaishnav Tilak. This comes from Ramanuja. So this is a Ramanuja established place. At the top of the gate, there is Lakshmi Narsinga. This is the Gopuram of the temple. The first look. As you come around the road, because it's a hill, the road goes kind of around the temple, it doesn't go up like that. Top of the Gopuram is the main entrance. On the Narsingha Chaturdashi they have a special festival. Other times also they have many festivals around the year, not just Narsingha Chaturdashi. They decorate very beautifully. Everything you notice is just white with a lot of design. But when they have a festival, they decorate it with every color of the rainbow. This is the temple complex. They have beautiful dance presentations and Abhishek of Lord Nrsimhadev on the main stage. So this dham is Lakshmi Nrsimha Dham. Lord Nrsimhadev resides there with Lakshmi Devi. This is the main darshan. Mother Lakshmi. Sometimes they have darshan of Nrsimhadev and Lakshmi separately, most of the time. Together they have separate altars for them as well. We only see that in South India. In North India, there is no such thing. Well, the deities are established together, then we don't move them. But in South India, it's a little bit different culture. I remember in Kanchipuram, there is the main Shiva temple where the wedding of Lord Shiva with Parvati took place. This is in Kanchipuram. So they have this one side of the temple where there is Lord Shiva, and the other side of the temple is a temple of Parvati. And on Friday nights, they have a wedding. So Lord Shiva will come from his altar, and Parvati will come from her altar, and they will have a wedding. And after the wedding, they have a special room where they go for the first night. And on that night, they sleep in that room together in the form of the deities. And the next morning, they would go to their own respective altars and give darshan to the devotees. Rest of the week, separately. We ended up there on a Thursday, and we found out about this ceremony, and we asked, my wife was very interested, so she inquired that how does this take place? They said, well, we book families to be the parents. So you can be parents of Lord Shiva, or you can be parents of Parvati Devi. And my wife and I, we don't have a daughter, so she's always interested in becoming a mother of a daughter. So she wanted to be the sponsoring family on behalf of Mother Parvati. And they said, yeah, we can book you, and your turn will arrive in probably about 3 or 4 years. And she said, no, I want to do it tomorrow. And so nothing happened, but on Friday morning, we were sent a message. क्या ऐसी आप लोग? तो 5 मिनट पर खत्म कर देंगे आप कहते हो?
नहीं नहीं खत्म मत करो, कंटिन्यू यहाँ से अगर आपको करना है तो तुम हो रहा है तो बस तुम खत्म को करोगे
5 मिनट रुक जाओ, खत्म ही कर दो।
खत्म कर दो लेट हो नहीं को रश नहीं आप खत्म कर दो
तो कुछ खोलने के लिए जा रहा हूँ, रुक जाओ तुम। ओके, 5 मिनट रुक जाओ, फिर खत्म। So, at our hotel room, the message came that the family who were sponsoring, they have fallen ill, they cannot come, so they're giving up their opportunity. And if you want, you can take it. So we got to go and be able to participate. These are all wonderful things that happen in South India, but we don't see them in North India. Compared to that, the worship in North India is kind of boring. How much fun they are having in South India. Most of all the major temples, almost all of them, every Saturday night, the main deities will come out and mount the elephant and go around the temple. This is like every week. Now imagine, does something like that happen in North India in any temple? Every week? Every week. You go to Udupi. Is anybody been to Udupi? Huh? Udupi. Our Guru Maharaj Yatra was there, so we went with the 4,000 or 5,000 devotees to Udupi. And in Udupi, there is a Rath Yatra every week. Rath Yatra. No, the Rath Yatra is not every week. The Rath Yatra is every day. At 6:30 p.m. or something, every day the Lord will come out from the temple, mount on the Rath and go around the city on a Rath Yatra. Every day. Is it every day?
Yes, it's every day, but it's within the temple complex.
Yeah.
It doesn't go outside the city.
Yeah, still, that's the whole market.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the temple complex, and the Utsav Murti comes out.
Yeah. The Utsamurti will come out, mount on the Rath. It's a very beautiful Rath. You can see it from a kilometer away. It's a very tall Rath. And there's, every day, there is thousands upon thousands of people. Every day, without fail. Like nothing special going on. Still, at the time of the Rath Yatra, thousands of people will show up. Many people actually don't get the darshan of the Udupi Krishna inside the temple. Somehow, not everybody is allowed. So that's why the Supreme Lord comes out of the temple every day to give darshan to everyone. In their parade, going back to Yadgiri Gutta, the Lord Nrsimhadev comes out like that as well. So there's many beautiful places, as Prabhuji said, many of them have been established by Ramanujacharya. Their worship, the worship is still under Ramanujacharya. And they're beautiful places, highest standard of worship in the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya. And they take very good care of the temples, and they have a very good guest system. In North India, being in North India, there's not so much focus on guest. But in the Ramanuja temples, there is so much focus on guests that the guest will be coming to have darshan and so on. Any other question?
There have been a lot of countless invasions over the centuries in the north, which has caused a lot of the traditions to die down or being lost in history. But so
Come closer, I can't hear you.
there have been a lot of countless invasions in the north that have
Invasions, yes,
which have caused a lot of traditions and history to die out or be
yes,
lost. And we should be thankful to the people of the south that have sort of maintained that
yes,
history of traditions for us.
yes, yes. No, it's completely dead. You go to any North Indian city, even the pilgrimages, except for Vrindavan, there you would not find even one temple that's even 500 years old.
Yeah. I was reading there is a lot of Kartikeya temples in the northwest, but they are all destroyed.
All gone.
Yeah.
All. They're not destroyed, the one here, one there. They're destroyed to complete, finish. Like Haridwar. Everybody knows of Haridwar. How old do you think Haridwar is? Haridwar is older than Bhagavatam. So there should be ancient temples in Haridwar. There is none. Zero. No temple made of stone in Haridwar. Can you put the sound on?
I will do in a moment.
We'll just show you a 2-minute movie and then give you time to settle down and take questions again. Ready, sound on?
Yep.
Narasimha Avatar, the half man, half lion incarnation. Narasimha Avatar is the fourth amongst the Dasha avatars of Lord Vishnu. Long ago, there lived a great demon named Hiranyakashipu, who terrorized the 3 worlds. He performed great austerities to receive a benediction from Lord Brahma. When Lord Brahma appeared, Hiranyakashipu asked for a benediction that may he not be killed by any man or beast, not at night or day, not on the ground or in the air, not inside or outside his palace, and not by any weapon. Lord Brahma was very satisfied by Hiranyakashipu's austerities, which were difficult to perform. Therefore, when solicited for benedictions, Lord Brahma indeed granted them, although they were rarely achieved. While Hiranyakashipu was performing austerities, taking advantage of his absence, the demigods attacked his kingdom. They caught hold of Hiranyakashipu's pregnant wife Kayadu and held her captive so that they could kill the newborn and stop the blooming of another Hiranyakashipu-like oppressive demon. However, Narad Muni came to the rescue of the child and urged the demigods to free Kayadu, as her forthcoming issue was destined to be a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. Hearing this, the demigods immediately released her with due honor and returned to their respective kingdoms. Narad Muni then instructed Kayadu and Prahalad, who was in the womb, about pure devotional service. After having received the benediction, powerful Hiranyakashipu returned to his palace. He was very pleased to see his son Prahalad. Hiranyakashipu decided to send Prahalad to the best Gurukul. So he sent him to the Gurukul of Shanda and Amarka, who were the sons of Shukracharya. The teachers Shanda and Amarka instructed Prahalad about the three kinds of material advancement called religion, economic development, and sense gratification. Prahalad, however, being devoted to Lord Vishnu, did not like the materialistic instructions of his teachers. When Prahalad returned from his school, Hiranyakashipu questioned, "Son, what did you learn in school today?" Prahalad answered, "O father, I learned that Lord Vishnu is the source of everything, and unalloyed devotional service unto his lotus feet is the perfection of life." Hiranyakashipu was furious to hear Prahalad's words, as it glorified Lord Vishnu, his greatest enemy. Hence, he decided to kill Prahalad. Hiranyakashipu tried many tricks to kill Prahalad, but he could not kill his son Prahalad by throwing him beneath the feet of big elephants, throwing him among fearful snakes, hurling him from the top of a hill. When Hiranyakashipu realized that he could not in any way harm Prahalad, who was completely sinless, he was in great anxiety about what to do next. Hiranyakashipu, in great anger, then asked Prahalad, "If your Lord Vishnu is present everywhere, then is he present in this pillar?" Prahalad replied, "Yes, father, my worshipable Lord is present in this pillar too." Hiranyakashipu got up from his royal throne, took up his powerful club, and with great anger struck it against the pillar and said, "Let me see if your Lord is really present in this pillar." That moment, from within the pillar came a fearful sound, a great rumbling roar which seemed to crack the covering of the universe. The pillar cracked and burst asunder. From within the pillar appeared Lord Narasimhadev in his half-man, half-lion form, which was most wonderful to behold. Lord Narasimhadev's form was as dazzling as millions of rising suns, and his fiery eyes were filled with anger. With a sword in his hand, Hiranyakashipu arrogantly rushed towards the Lord, falsely thinking that he could kill the Lord. Lord Narasimhadev fought with the demon for a while, and finally, at the right time, when the sun was setting in the horizon, the Lord put the demon on his lap at the doorway of the palace and ripped him apart with his nails. In this way, Lord Brahma's boon was kept intact, for the demon was killed not by any weapon, but nails, not by any man or beast, but by half man, half lion. Not in the day or at night, but at dusk, not on the ground or in the air, but on the lap, neither inside nor outside the palace, but on the doorway. In this way, Lord Narasimhadev appeared to protect his dearmost devotee, Prahalad. Lord Narasimhadev removes all obstacles from the path of devotional service. Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Jai.
प्रहलाद महाराज की जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Okay, so somebody is getting this country beats. Can you come forward? Who's getting the country beats? What's your name, Prabhu? Raj. You are following the four regulatory principles. Pakka, completely, not halfway, not quarter way. No? And you are determined to keep following. And how many rounds of japa do you chant? Minimum 16. Very good. So you're getting 2 rounds of kanti. Thank you, Raj. Thank you very much to see the devotees progressing in spiritual life, making some kind of commitment to follow for the rest of their lives, living in the Western world, following four regulatory principles, is not such an easy thing for regular people. Of course, it's no big deal for us. Some of us come from the background of never breaking any principles, but living here in Canada, in the Western society, it makes it all the more challenging. So we really appreciate devotees coming forward to take the commitment to stick with the principles, chant their rounds, and make strong and steady advancement in Krishna consciousness. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So what were we discussing there? Were there any other questions or comments? Yeah.
Prabhu, I have Lord Narasimha at home. What precautions should I take care? Will you please tell me precautions?
You have Sant Nrsimha or
Lakshmi Narasimha.
Lakshmi Nrsimha. Yeah, so whatever commitment of puja worship that you have taken, you should stick with that. And you have deities?
Yes, Prabhu, Murti.
Okay. So if you have deities, then today they should be bathed. If you bathe them, whatever commitment you have taken to bathe them at whatever interval, maybe you bathe them every Wednesday, but Nrsimha Chaturdashi happens to be on a Sunday, then they get their bathing on Wednesday and Sunday as well. So extra Abhishek. So this bathing can be the milk and everything, all the 5 ingredients of the Charnamrita, and do a special worship. And also it is a good idea to pay attention to the translation of the Nrsimha prayers that we're chanting every day. We are just mechanically chanting, not paying any attention to the meaning. So today is a good day to pay attention to the meaning of what we're chanting and try to get that in our heart, that meaning sinks in. So every time when we go to chant the Nrsimha prayers, then we know what we're chanting. We should know the meaning of every word that we chant, not just the sentence that, okay, here is this, and every word that we are chanting, we should know the meaning. That would help our consciousness understand and absorb into what we are chanting rather than just chanting. Now, I'm not saying that just chanting is useless. It is not. It is very useful. But understanding meaning of every word is even more so. Because then, not just the Sanskrit, the meaning, whatever language we speak, that meaning is also sinking in to our heart. So that is called chanting from the heart, chanting from the lips, chanting from the head. I read and chant, I'm chanting from the lips. If I have memorized the prayer, I'm chanting from my head. But if I have really understood the meaning of every word, then I'm chanting from the heart. So which chanting do you want? You want the chanting from the head, you want the chanting from the mouth, or you want the chanting from the heart? So there is no real precaution other than Ugra Narsingha should not be. If you had Ugra Narsingha, I would request you to bring it over and surrender to the temple. But Shant Narsingha, although we do not recommend that Grihasthas even have Shant Narsingha deities at their home, because they are still not so forgiving. So, if somebody really wants to have deities at home, the first recommendation is just have pictures. And you really want to have a murti, you should have murti of Gaurnitai. They are quite forgiving. So if you make a mistake, something or the other, all of these other deities, including Shant Narsingha, you are supposed to offer worship at a certain time. You can have your own, okay, I only worship once, and that's it. That's the commitment I have taken. So we will accept that, but they expect worship on that schedule, that at 6 a.m. every morning I worship my Lakshmi Nrsimha. So that is expected. So that's why we don't suggest to the Grihasthas to get deities. Just get, because you're going to worship your deities or your altar according to your schedule. Today is Sunday, I do it at this time. Today is Monday, I do it at this time. And today the work called me early, so I'm going to do it later. Today there is something else going on, so adjustable schedule. The adjustable schedule is good schedule for picture altar. So that's why we recommend picture altar to everybody, that you have a picture altar at home, and then you can adjust your worship to whatever time that you can. Okay, I offer worship every morning, any time of the morning. Sometimes 5 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m., sometimes 7, sometimes 11 a.m. So with the picture altar, that's okay. But with the deities, it's not so okay. So try to stick to whatever schedule that you make, that I will be offering worship at this particular time, and try to stick to that as much as possible. Okay. Any other questions? Any other discussion? Anything more you want to hear? Do you want to go through the word for word meaning of the Nrsimha prayers. So you have a good start today, and from today onwards, then you can meditate on the meaning of the Nrsimha prayer every time you chant. Yes,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for today.
thank you.
So, such a fierce form of Prabhu Lord took in
Yes.
form of Narsimhadev
Yes,
for such a gentle devotee, Prahlad
Yes.
Maharaj ji.
yes.
What significance it is for us to take from it in today's life to fight inner demons or, staying away from bad habits, for example. But such a fierce form, what does it signify?
In that sense, such a fierce form for such a soft devotee is not really that relatable. That such a fierce form is for Hiranyakashipu, who's not so soft. And he also he's covered with so many blessings and boons from Lord Brahma. So, the Supreme Lord wants to show the example that he protects his devotees, no matter how powerful the opponent is. Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu were one of the most powerful living beings ever to be. There's no examples in our Shastras of somebody other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead being more powerful than Hiranyaksh or Hiranyakashipu. So that's why the Supreme Lord takes that fierce form, because you have to be higher than your opponent. Right? So that's why the fierce form, not for Prahlad. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan protected Prahlad from all calamities, even not taking any form. So when Prahlad Maharaj was thrown off the cliff, who protected Prahlad Maharaj at that time? When he was thrown in with all the poisonous snakes, who protected him then? When he was put in the pot of boiling oil, then who protected him then? He didn't take incarnation to protect, but he protected Prahlad from all of those things. But in order to kill and show the example how the Supreme Lord is happy and willing and the most powerful to go to protect his devotees, that's the reason Lord Nrsimhadev or Krishna takes such a fierce form. What is the other part of your question?
And Prabhu, how can we use this appearance in our life today to fight the demons, or just
Several ways. One of the prayers is Lord Nrsimhadev, just like you see the form, the fierce form of Lord Nrsimhadev pulling out the intestines of that main form on top of the altar. Similarly, just like Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nrsimhadev, I am also full of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsya. Rip out my bad qualities, rip out my desires, anger, envy, rip them all out, just like you did for Hiranyakashipu. Rip out mine as well. That's a prayer. And otherwise we pray that as Lord Nrsimhadev appeared to protect his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, I am also in a tiny little way trying to be like Prahlad Maharaj. So please. protect me also. And to understand His glories. The main thing is to understand His glories. Srila Prabhupada has us chanting His glories twice a day, but we're not understanding what we're chanting. Anybody here knows the meaning of every word of the Nrsimha prayers? So we'll go over it. So then we can chant from the heart. So next time when you're chanting, when you chant every word, the meaning will strike. And when the meaning will strike, then it will not be mechanical anymore. It will be coming from the heart. Namaste is pranam unto you. I offer my respectful obeisances to you, unto you, or unto your lotus feet. Nama has another meaning also. Nama means not me. So anything good that is being done through my soul, my body, it wasn't done by me. I don't take any credit. Only Krishna inspired me, empowered me to do something right. Nama, not me. Two meanings of Namaste. Narsinghaya, Nara stands for the human form and Shinghaya stands for the lion form. Narasingha is his name but also describes his form. Nara Singha. Prahlada, to Prahlad Maharaj, Ahlad. Ahlad is bliss, it's joy, it's happiness. Ahlad means Prahlad Ahlad Daine. Prahlad giving joy, giving bliss, giving happiness to Prahlad. Daine is giving. Giving Daine. Daine is the giver. Namaste Narsinghaya is I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Nrsimhadev. Praladaladaine means that Nrsimhadev who gives pleasure, giver of the pleasure to Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu, Vaksha. Hiranyakashipu Vaksha. Vaksha is his chest. Shila, his chest, the word comes Shila right after his chest. His chest is like stone hard chest. Stone hard, like a rock. Vaksha, Shila. Hiranyakashipu's Vaksha, which is like a Shila. Tanka. Tanka is a chisel. How do you break a Shila? You can't break a Shila with your normal screwdriver and pliers. You need a chisel to break the Shila. And Tanka refers to chisel. And what is the chisel? What chisel did Nrsimhadev use? His chisel is his nails. Nakha alai, whose nails are like a chisel to rip apart the chest of Hiranyakashipu, which is like a stone. So we understand the meaning of every word, then when we chant, we know what we're chanting. Ita means here. Ita Narsingha, Parata Narsingha. Here, there. Lord Nrsimhadev is here and Lord Nrsimhadev is there. Ita Parata means here and there. Yato yato ya. Yata yata means wherever. Yato yato ya ami, me, myself. Wherever I go, Wherever I go, Lord Nrsimhadev is there. Tata. Ito Narsingha Parato Narsingha Yato Yato Yamitato Narsingha. He's here. Lord Nrsimhadev is here. He is there. He is everywhere I go. Wherever I go, He is there. That is His glorification. Bahir Narsingha Hridaye Narsingha. Bahir means He is outside. Outside of me, outside of my heart, outside anywhere. And He is also inside my heart. Bahir Narsingha Hridaye Narsingha. He is also inside my heart. Narsingha Madim Sharanam Prapade. The Lord Nrsimhadev, the original Sharanam Prapade. I take shelter of Lord Nrsimhadev's lotus feet. Sharanam Prapade. This is the second part of the first shloka. So where we have glorified, then we are discussing the attributes of Lord Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev appears to give pleasure to his bhakt Prahlad Maharaj, and then we are discussing his glories. He is here, he is there, he is everywhere I go, he is there. And then we take shelter. Narsingha Madim Sharanam Prapate. Now the final shloka, Tavakara Kamala Vare. Tava, yours. Karakamala Vare. Karakamal are the lotus hands. Karakamala Vare. Nakham, your nails. Adbhuta Shringam, wonderful sharp tips of your nail. Dalita, ripped apart. Hiranyakashipu, Tanu. Tanu is the body, Hiranyakashipu's body. Your nails ripped apart the body of Nrsimhadev. Bringam, Bringam is the wasp, wasp-like. Wasp is connected with the Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev is compared to a wasp. So, Kesava, Lord Kesava, of fine hair. Kesava, one of the meaning of Kesava is related to Kesh, hair. And he has the softest hair. You know, if you heard of the story, about a decade ago, this is a real story, really happened. One little 5-year-old little girl, a devotee girl, was very attracted to Lord Nrsimhadev right from the childhood. She's only 5. So from 2.5, she was singing Nrsimhadev prayers. And everywhere, she would get attracted to Lord Nrsimhadev only. Did not want to play with anything else, just concentrated on Lord Krishna. And she lived with her family in a busy city up on the second floor. And one day she left home, tried to go on the street, just as children do. And her father was watching from the balcony and saw a big truck coming, speeding so fast, not about to stop, and his daughter is right in the middle of the road. So he knows definitely she is going to be hit. And so instead of watching her from the second floor being hit, he leaves the balcony, tries to run down to find her daughter. The truck is now gone, and the daughter is nowhere to be found. So there's a park next to the road, and she's thrown over there. She's thrown in the park. So he thinks that, oh my God, she's hit so badly by the truck, thrown so far away. Immediately he takes her to the hospital, and the hospitals do all the testing and everything and say, she's fine. She's got nothing. There is not one broken bone in her body, not one fracture, nothing. She's just unconscious. But it seems like she's part of a different accident than what you're describing, because on her back she has these marks as if she fought an elephant, she fought an animal. So animals' claws are kind of touched in her back. A minor scar that seems to have come from an animal's claw. That's all is there in her, on her body. So after a while she gained consciousness, and her father asked her what happened. She said, oh, I was in the middle of the road. I knew the truck will not stop for me. I remembered Lord Nrsimhadev, and he came. He picked me up and he took me to the park. And she said, you know, Dad, I noticed his skin is very soft. His hair very soft. Little 5-year-old. She's not surprised that Lord Nrsimhadev came to protect me, because she is so attached to it. But she is surprised that he is so hard, fierce, and so strong, but his hair is so soft. Little girl, just remembering the softness. So what had happened is Lord Nrsimhadev came, grabbed her from in front of the truck, and took her to the park, and basically left her there unconscious for her father to find, and lived happily ever after. Dhrata Narahari Rupa. Dhrata means accepted. When we read the Dasavatara Stotra, Dhrata was the word used before every name. Dhrata, Haldara, Dhrata, Meena Sharira. Dhrata is having accepted the form of that particular form. So Lord Nrsimha, Narahari Rupa, who have accepted the form of half man, half lion. Dhrata Narahari Rupa means the one who has accepted the form of half man, half lion. Jaya Jagadisha, all glories to the Lord of the universe. Hare, O Lord Hari. So now you will remember the meaning of every word. When the meaning of every word is clear in our head, then we chant from the heart. If the meaning is not so clear, we're just chanting from mouth. It is better than nothing, but chanting from the heart is much more deeper. Anything else?
This word Vrinda was, I could not relate to the sloka.
Yes, vast like Nrsimhadev. So the meaning is the Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam. The body of the Hiranyakashipu is being compared to a wasp. What does the wasp do? Only bites. What is wasp good for? Nothing, just bites. Not good for anything. So it's a way of saying good for nothing. Like these days we say, somebody, oh, he's good for nothing. That's a wasp, good for nothing. So, Hiranyakashipu is being referred to as wasp, his body being referred to as wasp-like body of Nrsimhadeva. Anything else?
So basically, ripped apart body of Hiranyakashipu Vrinda. I mean, this ripped apart body is useless. That's what they're describing.
Yeah. Lord Nrsimhadev, who ripped apart the wasp-like body of Hiranyakashipu. There are so many ways to describe Lord Nrsimhadev, also describing Hiranyakashipu. What is Hiranyakashipu like? He's like a wasp. Anything else?
So, in a different pastimes, we see that demons and Rakshasas are given different moons by the demigods, like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. So, if they know that they are going to misuse, then why all these personalities they are given moons?
Very good questions. Why all these personalities give out boons when they know that they are going to be misused? Well, one answer is they don't know if it's going to be misused for sure, because sometimes it isn't even. And they are given boons according to time, place and circumstances. For example, when Hiranyakashipu went to perform tapasya, his whole family was in danger because Hiranyaksha is already dead. And now Hiranyakashipu is gone. So his whole family was in a great danger. The devatas attacked his kingdom, his palace, and they took Kayadu. Of course, Kayadu was saved. If they took Kayadu, then what would they have left? So everything was gone. So his sister was also needing protection and she didn't have it. So the other demons were teasing her. So she went to perform tapasya to protect herself. And at that time, Lord Brahma gave her the blanket. That here, this is a blanket. You can wear this blanket and become invisible. So any danger coming towards you, you put this blanket on. Even if somebody throws fire at you, this blanket will not burn and it will not let you burn. So that blanket was given by Lord Brahma for her own protection. And she used it for her protection for thousands of years. But then Hiranyakashipu came back, and out of love for her brother, she wanted to help her brother, and her brother is so mad at this Prahlad Maharaj, she wanted to use that same blanket that was given to her for her protection now to kill Prahlad. So at that time, Lord Brahma took that blanket and put it on Prahlad and left Holika alone. You really want to kill the devotee of Lord Hari with the blanket that I gave you for your own protection. That wasn't the purpose. So now this blanket will protect the devotee and you go seek your own protection somewhere, anywhere else. The other thing is also that all of these personalities, Brahma, Shiva, all of these personalities giving these boons, they are all subject to making a mistake. They are not Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shiva is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, in order to kind of, in a way, prove that there are the stories of them making mistakes and then Vishnu coming and correcting them. To put everybody in place, there is Ishvara, there is Maheshwara, and then there is Parameshwara. And after that, there is Paratpar Parameshwara also. Not everybody is the same, there is a hierarchy. So this establishes a hierarchy. And the other reason, there are so many reasons. Other reason is also Krishna lila. That all of these things, they facilitate the lila. How Krishna can incarnate in all these different incarnations to basically paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna comes in all kinds of different forms to protect his devotees, to protect the situation, to fix everything right. So it gives him a chance to perform those leelas. If there is no bad, then what is good? Good will not be appreciated so much if there is no bad. So the bad, the evil, is let grow. And then the Supreme Lord comes and eradicates that evil. Evil grows and grows and grows and becomes more ugly and more dangerous and more catastrophic. Then the Supreme Lord comes and eradicates that. That is his lila. So all of these things, they facilitate Krishna lila also. There is always bad, there is always evil. Right? So that evil is also within us. We are not Hiranyakashipu, but there is a small little Hiranyakashipu sitting in all of our hearts that needs to be controlled. So there is always good also sitting in our heart. Not only Hiranyakashipu is sitting in our heart. There is good also sitting in our heart. And that good and bad is always having like a tug of war. And most of the time, the good is winning. But sometimes the bad, evil, starts to become more powerful, and that's when we start to make mistakes. We make mistakes or not? So, knowingly, sometimes we're making mistake. Why? Because the tug of war that's going on inside my heart between the good and the evil, sometimes the evil wins. Sometimes the evil becomes more powerful. So, that's why coming to the temple, associating with the devotees, chanting the holy name, always having prasadam, all of these things, they make the good in our heart more powerful. So the more good becomes more and more and more powerful, then that makes the evil weaker, 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 weaker. So the mistakes become less. And one day, the good will be so powerful and evil will be non-existent. That stage will be called Nirmala. And in that stage, we will be more conducive. Our soul becomes Nirmal, more conducive to bhakti, more attracted to Krishna, develop more Krishna prema. So the more we are towards the Nirmal stage, the cleansed stage, the better it is for our spiritual life. Spiritual life will perpetuate that much faster. So you know, Jayavijay got cursed by the 4 Kumaras. And the 4 Kumaras, called Sanas, they saw the Vishnu form. The Lord Vishnu came to protect the Jayavijay. And Jayavijay had cursed, the 4 Kumaras had cursed Jayavijay to go take birth on the earth planet. You don't belong to Vaikuntha planet, go take a birth at the, you don't belong here, you're not deserving. Go down. Now they begged 4 Kumaras, so the 4 Kumaras reduced their time to 7 lives. Then the Supreme Lord comes, and Supreme Lord requests the 4 Kumaras, please reduce. 7 life is too long for these poor boys. Please reduce, they're my servants. Please reduce the sentence. So okay, we'll reduce the sentence to 3 lifetimes, but they will have to be the representatives of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsya. So 6 personalities came in this one curse, 3 lives for 2 individuals, that is 6 personalities. And these 6 personalities directly relate to the 6 anarthas, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsya. So for the most part, Kam is represented by Ravana. So you know all the 6 names? Who can tell me the 6 names of these 6 personalities? Raise your hand. 6 names of these 6 personalities. The Jayavijay took 3 birds, right? So they became 6 personalities. Who can tell me the names? Don't run away. It's okay. Anybody? Yes. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, Kumbhakaran, Shishupal, Dantavakra. So there are 6 personalities, and they represent the 6 anarthas, starting with the Kam. So Ravan is the representative of mostly Kam, uncontrolled desires. He had hundreds or thousands of women in his quarters that he wanted to enjoy. And still, he would still go out every day woman hunting. He represents more Kam. Now you know all the 6 personalities. Who do you think represents Krodh? Who represented the Krodh most Krodhi? हाँ? कुछ बोल रहा है कोई, मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही. हाँ? Krodh? Good try. Krodh, most Krodh is represented by Dantavakra. That's the only thing Dantavakra ever did. He just got mad with Krodh. Anger was his biggest thing. When he heard that Krishna had killed Shishupal, he just got so angry, he just wanted to kill Krishna, didn't want to talk to anyone, didn't want to ask why Krishna killed Shishupal, didn't want to have any question answer with Krishna or ask the reason, nothing. He just wanted to kill Krishna. Kam, Krodh, Lobh. Lobh is represented mostly in the 6 personalities is Hiranyaksh. So much love, he stole the whole planet Earth for himself. Hid it over here, out of the planetary system. Hid it over there, just for me to enjoy. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. Moh. Who was he in so much moh with? Shishupal, why Shishupal moh? Moh. Moh. Kumbhakaran. Kumbhakaran had so much moh for his brother Ravan that knowingly he knew perfectly well that Ravan was wrong. Ravan should not have stolen Sita. Ravan is now blaming Ram Lakshman for attacking Lanka, but he has caused it. Why did you have to go and steal somebody's wife? And now you're blaming them for attacking you. Of course they will attack you. Why do you want me to protect you? So, Kumbhakaran knew what was right. But still, because of moh for his brother and family values, he went in front of Lord Ram to fight for the wrong, knowing I am fighting for the wrong, which he didn't want to do. By his will or desire, he did not want to fight Lord Ram. He was between Ram and Ravan. He was making Ravan responsible for everything. Ram is not responsible. Ravan is responsible, but he still went to fight Ram because of his moh towards Ravan and his family and family values. Mad or Ahankar is represented by Hiranyakashipu. Is so much Ahankar. What is Vishnu? Who is Vishnu? Will Prahlad Maharaj like to chant the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? And he said, no, this is not the right mantra. Chant Om Namo Bhagavate Hiranyakashapaya. He wants to replace Vasudeva to Hiranyakashapaya. And then then there is Matsya. Matsya is envy. Who was the most envious out of the 6 personalities? Who? Of course, to all of these 6 personalities, all of the 6 gunas or avgunas apply. But to one, they apply even more. That's the analysis. It's not my analysis, it's given by the devotees. That one of these 6 disqualities apply more on one of these personalities. So, Matsya is Shishupal. But Shishupal could not see Lord Krishna given the highest place to sit on at the time when the Pandavas were performing the Ashwamedh Yajna. They gave Krishna the highest place. And Shishupal could not accept that. And he started saying so many bad things about Krishna just because he was envious. So, it is said that he represented the envy most out of They were all somewhat envious. They were all somewhat Krodhi. But this is more. Any other discussion, question, topic? I don't want to go into the Bhagavatam because we don't have that much time. We start the Bhagavatam. It'll... So if there's no questions, we will wrap up for today. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Narsingha Chaturdashi ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. On behalf of ISKCON Calgary, we want to thank His Grace Akrura Prabhu for such a nice, wonderful lecture. And I hope everybody was completely absorbed in the pastime of Narsingha, isn't it? Yes. So let us thank him by loudly chanting 3 times Haribol. Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Thank you, Prabhuji. And for the evening schedule, 3:30 we have the Yagna, Narsingha Yagna. Then 4:45 Tulasi Arati, 5 o'clock Gaur Arati, 5:30 we will have Abhishekam and Narsingha Abhishekam here in the temple hall, as well as the Kirtan, and then followed by the Ekadashi Prasadam. So please attend this auspicious moment. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. His Grace Akrura Prabhu ki jai. Thank you.
What's your name?
Shubhankar Krishna.
Shubhankar Krishna. You are initiated?
Yes.